to begin with, we saute the aromatics, the things that are going to provide the flavor to the cornmeal or to the polenta. In this case, I added a little bit of olive oil because it's the fat I have at home. It's the one I usually cook with. Uh, one one point a fourth teaspoon. I don't know how to say this. One divided by 4 teaspoon of salt, the little bit of thyme, and the pieces of a linguiça that I had around. This is going to be sautéed. Then I've already measured 1 cup. It's not a measuring cup, it could be, but it's not. 1 cup of the corn. And I'm going to measure, sorry, I'm going to measure water. And I'm going to mix this corn with the water I'm going to measure outside of the stove for a while. The ratio that I've been given is more or less 1 part of polenta to 4 parts of water, but it's too hard for my taste. I go more for 1 part of polenta to 5 or 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix that bit of polenta. In the paper I have the indications on how to do it, which I'm not going to show because you know, my handwriting is gorgeous. That and the fact that it's all scrambled. Okay, so I'm going to mix it with 2 cups of water, and that means that into the pot, after the stir fry is done, I can add 4 cups of water, but I'm not going to add 4 cups of water at once. I'm going to add 3, and I'm going to look to see if I like how things are. And if I do, I'm going to leave it like that. If not, I'm going to add more water. So it's not since it has to do with consistency. It depends on the results you want. If you want it to be harder, you use less water. If you want it to be softer, you use more water. To play it safe, you can do 2 cups in here, 2 cups in the pot. After this is stir fried and you've taken out the linguiça, if you're going to use linguiça. Traditionally, it's not. This doesn't exist, but it does have the garlic, which in this case was replaced by garlic powder, and not that much. You can just add 2 cups of water in here too. Once this is boiling, you're going to mix this around and you're going to add it to this. This is boiling. Simultaneously, as you pour in the corn, you're going to mix the pot around, and then you're going to have to slave yourself in the stove for half an hour because you have to constantly be mixing, otherwise it will glue to the pot. It's convenient to have a deep bottom, otherwise you can't control the temperature very well and it's very easy to burn. It's a very unpleasant thing to wash if it gets burned, and the smell, it's also not pleasant, but some people like it burned. So as everything, it's a matter of preference. This is the kind of food you only do if you already know how it tastes and you want to have it at home. Otherwise, it's going to be an experiment which you don't know whether the result will be something you like or not. But it is good. This is a 4 cups measuring cup, but it only has three of these. So 3 of these equals 1 liter. Actually, a little bit more. But three cups of water is what I'm going to add in the pot, and I already have two here. So for now, it will be a total of five. A ratio of 1 corn to 5 water, and then how can I? I'm going to cook it for half an hour, stirring around. I'm constantly. I know what the consistency is because I'm constantly stirring, and if it's too thick, I will add boiling water. It has to be boiling water, up to 1 cup, no more than that. There's not a lot of fat in here because of these tiny things have a lot of fat. But it usually takes more fat than the olive oil I put, because it's what's going to glue, in a way, the corn together. Otherwise, it will crack like like cakes that they open up, they crack up, open. It happens that. So it needs a certain amount of fat. For instance, if I hadn't put this on, I might have put 1 or 2 tablespoons of oil. I would have put 3 or 4 tablespoons of oil. There are no big things, no big chunks in corn. The person who uses deli meat, I think they use deli meat, I'm not even sure. We can't see the meat in the corn. I don't know if they do it like this or if they mince it and the flavor is there, but we can't see it. Regardless, I'm going to add cold water to this. It's going to splash and make some noise right after I take this out. I've already stirred the cornmeal with the water, but it always goes down. That's why you have to be constantly stirring on the pot. I'm doing it now, and I'll have to do it again before I add it to the meat. Okay, now I have to take it out because of the garlic. It will burn. I'm going to add the water. Temperature is going to go down quickly, and I don't want it to. All I have to do is wait for it to boil, to add this and start doing an arm workout.